Okay, so maybe you specifically won't be mad at me, but yes, I did get a Switch 2 pre-order, and it's an insanely crazy story. One that I do think a number of people, when they hear it, will be kind of frustrated. But before we get to the actual me getting the Switch 2, the journey is a little bit more important when you find out some specific key moments of my day. So this morning, I had to wake up incredibly early. For me, I had to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning. My father was having surgery. They were putting like a stent in his, one of his like arteries or something. I know I should know a little bit more, but anyway, I had to wake up and take them to a different town, about 45 minutes away. Now, this whole process took quite a while, and luckily everything turned out great. And trust me, my whole thought, my entire being was way more concerned with my father than it was a Switch 2. I'd be clear on that. But see, where things kind of got complicated, and not just with the Switch 2, but just with this entire day, is most of you may not know, but I am sort of a night owl. I will often release videos at like 1 or 2 in the morning because that's just when I have time to record. Well, I happen to be up doing the Oblivion video that I did yesterday, and I think I released it around 1 or 2. So you can imagine getting up at 6 only gives me about 4 hours of sleep. That's if I went straight to sleep, but I did not, because that's who I am as a person. I didn't end up going to sleep until about 4. Woke up at 6, 2 hours of sleep, and then, drove to, like I said, about 45 minutes away from my house, and we're sitting in a hospital for, God, it was probably 7 hours, I think. I was exhausted, basically. By the time I got home, though, I had to do a bunch of chores. I had to cook dinner. I had to get things done. And so I never really got a nap. I was kind of planning on taking a nap and being, ready and juiced for the Switch 2 pre-order, but it didn't happen. Like I said, you got priorities you got to take care of, and that's what was more important to me. And even then, I had another issue going into this pre-order, and that is something I mentioned, is I don't really have the cash just to outright buy it. Like, I needed to come up with the cash. And so I did actually figure out a way to do that. And I don't suggest doing this, but I did go through Affirm, which is one of those like credit things that you probably shouldn't do, but I'm good. I got it. I'm going to pay it off like before I even get the Switch. I already have like standing offers on my current Switch OLED and some games and just some other collectibles I have, but I really wanted to make sure that I got the Switch 2 before I went and sold stuff, right? So the reason why I bring this up, though, is because it's another wrinkle in my whole experience that I think is going to make a number of people upset. And probably not with me specifically, but just the whole process in general. So anyway, though, as the evening went on, and, like I said, this is cooking, mowed the lawn, I was exhausted. I only had 2 hours of sleep. Just, the whole ordeal of my father's surgery was pretty taxing, as well as being like basically the single parent for my 4-year-old daughter. That's a lot on you, and it's very exhausting. And of course, my daughter is basically being a little punk and not wanting to go to sleep, but throwing a fit. I finally got her down at about 9 p.m. I remember looking and I'm like, okay, I got 3 more hours. I can do this. I can just power through it. The next thing I notice, it's 1 in the morning. I missed the pre-order. Immediately, I jump up and I'm like, oh no, I missed it. Too late. That sucks. Whatever. And I just ended up hopping on Walmart.com anyway, just to see what would happen. And of course, I went immediately into a digital line where it essentially says like, hey buddy, you're in line, but this item is most likely going to sell out really quick, so don't get your hopes up. At least that's how I took it. And while I was sitting there waiting and refreshing everything else on my phone, I decided to turn on my TV and I watched some YouTuber who was streaming his whole experience. And he was talking about all the craziness that had happened, that like apparently Target had canceled a bunch of people's orders and Best Buy, like me, apparently fell asleep. They didn't start their pre-orders until 12:30. And he had like multiple screens going, a bunch of different websites up, and I was like, oh, I should have done that too. I didn't even think about going to other websites. I've just been at Walmart at the Mario Kart bundle. Didn't even think about trying for the other system. And again, like, it was a half-hearted attempt. Part of me didn't expect to even get it. And like, this guy said that he's basically been prepping and doing all this stuff for the last like 8 hours. Like, he had this whole system going and he still wasn't getting a pre-order. I assume, like, well, if this guy can't get one, I definitely can't get one. And so I just stayed where I was and just kept refreshing on my phone. Didn't even try Target or Best Buy or any of those other options. But then, like a ray of sunshine, I actually got through and I could put the Mario Kart bundle, Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle, in my cart. So I hurried up and clicked the button and it said there was a technical problem. They couldn't do it. So I just kept hitting the button and refreshing, hitting the button, refreshing. I did this for like 30 minutes, which, again, I know as somebody who said, I don't think I'm going to do it, or I'm not going to be able to get it. Why would I be trying to do this over and over? But what else was I doing, honestly? And then it went through, which then I was even more surprised. Oh my God, I'm actually going to get this thing. Oh, big problem here. How am I going to pay for it? Oh, I'm going to go with that Affirm thing. So I go down, check out and everything, go to Affirm. I hadn't signed up for it. So I had to then go sign up for it. I'm like auto-clicking all of the information in there. And I knew I had already had like the buying power because it had told me, but I hadn't created an account or anything because, that's who I am as a person. And so I'm at this point knowing like, okay, by the time I get back, it's going to be out of my cart and I lost it. And that sucks. That's on me. And also, by the way, I had to change my address at Walmart as well because it has my old address. None of this stuff I had updated for or planned for. I am the most unprepared person. And like I said, even though I gave it 100% trying to get the pre-order, I didn't really give it 100% doing the pre-order stuff. I was not set up for this at all. But to my surprise, I go back and what do you know? It's still in my cart and I'm able to check out. I purchased the Switch 2 without any of the due diligence that everyone else had done and somehow got it. I woke up late. I didn't have anything ready. I only tried one source, only tried one SKU of it, just the Mario Kart bundle. There's so many different bundles apparently that people could have been trying to get, some with controllers, some with extra games, all this stuff. I just did this one thing and I got it. And if you ask me, that to me tells me there is no justice in this world because people like that streamer and the people who were really prepared for this should have gotten it before I did. I don't know how I ended up jumping in line or however I did it and ended up securing a pre-order. It does make me wonder though how many people are actually going to get the pre-order or did I just get lucky? I don't know. It's crazy. I'm excited I got one. I gotta be honest though, immediately comes the whole not buyer's remorse, but the oh crap, okay, now I gotta move. I've got a month to sell some stuff and to get this money together, which, to be clear, I'm supposed to be on a payment plan of $36 a month for 18 months or 12, I don't even know what it is. But my point is I want to have it paid off before. I don't want to be paying a bunch of extra interest or any of that. So I'm fine. It's just that feeling of oh yeah, now I have this other obligation. But ultimately, I'm just thinking about the injustice of it all. Here I am, didn't prepare for anything. I overslept. I didn't even have the full amount of money I needed to buy the damn thing, and I end up with one. Listen, I'm excited, I'm happy, whatever, but I'm also God, there's many people got screwed who are way more prepared for me and deserve it way more because they did all the extra work. Somehow I just got lucky. And for any of you guys who are yeah, I'm not gonna get one now, whatever, listen, I'm kind of with you. Honestly, I would get one later if it wasn't for this channel. But since I have this channel, I want to give you guys the most up-to-date content I can, and that really is my biggest driving force for getting it. So I do think it's up to you guys to help me out. Send me money. No, I'm kidding. No, but let me know what your thoughts are down below. Is this something you're interested in? Did you get a pre-order? Were you like me and just didn't prepare for it and still tried? Or is this something just doesn't interest you, but you enjoy watching people like myself scramble around like a crazed raccoon? No, anything and everything in the comment section down below is so much appreciated. I love each and every one of you guys. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.